Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd film a no sugar banana bread inspired cookies. So let's get started. These are completely vegan, paleo and gluten free. So what you want to do at first is chop up 3 bananas into a mixing bowl. And then using an electric whisk or a electric fluid blender, this really changes the game. You want to blend the bananas down in the bowl. Now I had some difficulty trying to figure out how to use this because this was the first time, but basically you want to use a pressing down action and a swiveling action, so you mush the bananas together. You want to blend this until it forms almost like a puree consistency of most of the bananas gone. To add 1.5 cups of almond flour or oat flour, whatever you prefer, a teaspoon of bicarbonate soda, about 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Cinnamon is a great anti-inflammatory and will help with sustained energy as it is an appetite suppressant, as well as some sea salt. I would definitely recommend using white salt over pink salt in this recipe. And then you want to use 1 whole egg. If you are vegan, you can substitute for a flax egg. You then want to blend with your electric blender or electric whisk all the ingredients together. At first it may seem like you should have done them separately, but once you start to get the hang of it, it does form nicely into a dough-like consistency. So you want to keep blending until you have coated all of the ingredients individually in the banana puree. To mix everything together. It's okay if there's a few lumps of banana because it will slowly bake through when you put it in the oven, but just checking that all of the ingredients have been evenly distributed throughout. Then this is an optional add. You can add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. This just helps sweeten the whole cookie. Want to grab a flat baking tray and get some baking paper. This will help the cookies to not stick when you pop them on. You then want to add about 1 teaspoon of your chosen oil. I picked olive oil here. You can also choose butter if you are not plant-based or vegan. To use a tablespoon and start to dollop out the cookies. These should, from experience now, be slightly thicker than these first few that I put on, but as you can see there is a banana just creeping in there. The thicker the cookie, the more bread-like consistency it is, and the better the breakfast cookies were. I was really unsure because this was the first time I was doing the recipe, but after doing the recipe a few times I've realised the bigger the cookie, the better they are and the more filling they are for breakfast. So you definitely want to make them slightly larger than this. A batch of this size will generally make about 6 to 8 larger cookies. But what I did was I made half of the mixture without any chocolate chips, and then half the mixture I mixed the chocolate chips in. I used about 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips, but you can add how many you'd like to add. I decided to do half the batch without, just purely because that would mean that they're completely no refined sugar, half of the batch. The other half batch would have a little bit of sugar because of the chocolate chips. Experimented with the toppings. For some of them I used golden syrup. I wouldn't recommend using golden syrup after popping this in because it does crystallize it unless you like that type of taste. And then going with the theme of customizing the toppings, I popped some nuts on some of them. I used cashews and hazelnuts. These give it a really nice crunch. And now with the other half of batter, I'm going to mix in about 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips. And then I added 1 or 2 handfuls of nuts and mix that in so they're all evenly distributed throughout the cookies. You then want to portion these out. I should have really used another baking tray, but you know, you live and you learn. And you want to portion these out into 3 thicker style cookies. Now, if you do want to make the slightly thicker style cookies, this is the way to do it. You do want to make sure that there is more mixture than the previous ones because they're slightly thinner. And then to top my cookies off even further, I topped my cookies with some bananas. This really helps give the moistureness back to the cookie. As you can see, I definitely played around with the toppings a bit like you can, popping some chocolate chips into some and nuts on another and golden syrup and then banana on some. So let me know some of your favourite toppings. I would love to know your suggestions. And then you just want to pop it into the oven for 15 to 25 minutes on 180 centigrade. You want to bake them until they are slightly golden brown. cookies. So mine took about 22 minutes and they were slightly golden brown. You do want to pull them out of the oven, and because some of mine did flop over and combine together, I did have to cut it while it was soft. You do want to let them cool for about 1 to 2 hours and then put them in an airtight container in the fridge, and they will be the perfect breakfast cookie. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like and a subscribe, and I will happily film more. If you want to see the recipe notes, it is over on my Instagram at Jasmine Energy. Thank you so much for watching.